Well, my goals as chairman are to try to raise the bar, the level of service that the organization can provide to the industry, both in membership and certification, and especially in education, and try to bring in new courses so that we can continue to provide innovative solutions to industry that they can then take out and incorporate in their work. I'd also like to see the federal sector engage and educate themselves so that they can better practice the design build, because the design build is a great delivery mechanism for the government and the federal agencies, but they need to learn how to do it in order to provide best practice. And so hopefully we can enhance the educational opportunities and bring in more government agencies top to bottom, convince their leaders that design build is a viable delivery method, and then educate their doers, the boots on the ground, so that they understand how to do it the best, rather than, well, it's design, it's construction, I know what that's all about, because it's not that. It's an integrated process, and you need to understand the behavioral aspects and the integration in order to deliver it successfully. It's kind of interesting, because I think design build was around a lot longer than hard bid jobs. Design build goes all the way back to the Renaissance period, when Brunelleschi first proposed the design and construction of the dome over the cathedral in Florence. And this was a engineering solution that they couldn't solve for hundreds of years. And here was a clockmaker that was able to apply the innovative use of machinery and design and deliver a dome that spanned 156 feet and changed the way that work was done. So it goes back a long way. We lost a little bit of that in the 20th century with the hard bid mentality, and it was a challenge to get that hard bid mentality out of the industry and bring design build back in. I think a lot of the practitioners who have done it have determined that it is a better way, because rather than fighting based on the contract model, they're working together to provide the best solutions and the best value for the owners. Owners recognize that, and the owners, as buildings get more, and construction projects get more sophisticated, owners don't have the necessary skills to do that. And through the single source, one point of responsibility, they can pass some of that risk over to the design builder, who does have the experience to do that. And my theory is that you pass the risk on to those best capable of managing the risk. And that's the model that design build has. I think the contractors picked up on it pretty good, because they could see not only it was a business opportunity, but they could get a lot of the cost of management out of it, because instead of having to process paperwork and fight with the architect and the owner, it was a more streamlined process. A lot of the designers were a little reluctant at the beginning, because they thought that they lost control of the design and their relationship with the owners. But by following best practices in design build, you can better control the design, and you still have that relationship with the owner, so it's a win-win for everybody. But it requires understanding the practice, understanding the best practices and implementing them. And as I said earlier, a lot of it's behavior. You need to have everybody rowing in the same direction at the same beat. And when that happens, then it can be a very successful project delivery method. I think we'll see a lot more projects delivered by design build and P3. As municipalities, states, federal government, are limited in their funding opportunities, they have to look for more creative ways to do it. And P3 is just a derivative of design build. It's somebody bringing the money in on top of that too. And so I think we'll see a lot more growth in that sector of the market. As you can see from the conference here, with over 700 participants, industry thinks that also, and they're trying to come here and get educated and learn. And so that bodes well for Design Build at Institute of America, as well as the transportation sector, because they'll have greater opportunities. I think a lot of our infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, is very dated, and in order to compete, we need to enhance our transportation sectors. Too much time is spent sitting in traffic, too much time is spent on poor roads, we're spending too much money in putting Band-Aids on our systems, and it's time that we look for innovative, creative ways to get better infrastructure, and design build is a good delivery method for that. Well, I encourage everybody to come down and to learn and to get a good understanding of what design build is and what the best practices are, rather than, well, I understand design, I understand construction, therefore I must understand design build. It requires a great mental shift in the processes, and if you don't make that mental shift, then it's business as usual, and you'll run into the same issues that you would in a hard bid job. So educate yourselves, look for innovative ways to deliver, and look for ways to get the team to collaborate and integrate in order to deliver the best value. Because in the end, if your company can deliver the best value, you're going to get the work. I'd say that we're going to get our innovation out of the project delivery. You know, we drive the bus when it comes to the design build projects. We are usually the entity that is the single source contract with the owner. And under that umbrella, we have a lot of vertical projects as well as a lot of horizontal projects. We do not do horizontal work ourselves, but we obviously have to manage a lot of entities that do. We do a lot of airport work, and that involves the runways, the utilities, underground, surface transportation. And in order to be effective in delivering the project, we have to manage that. So we look for innovative ways to do that, how to streamline the process, how to take advantage of the expertise of each team member, and look for the best way to deliver it. And that's why I enjoy working for Hensel Phelps. We've been doing that for about 25 years. Our first design build project was back in the mid-'80s, and we haven't looked back. Some of the integration tools that we're using that are sort of 21st application are building information modeling, and for the underground sector, or even the transportation sector, using tools like laser scanning to build that real information into the model, underground probes to map underground utilities so that we have accurate as-builts to provide the owner, and this really provides value. So you're not taking a risk with potholing, you know, cutting through a piece of fiber optic or blowing up a gas line. So we look for innovation in technology to help us to innovate in process.